Hello, welcome to Always Yarn First, the podcast that delves into knitting, crochet, spinning, and all things yarn. I'm Lindsay, and I'm coming to you from Little Rock, Arkansas. To stay updated on my latest yarning adventures, you can follow me at Instagram and Ravelry as Always Yarn First. Welcome, everyone. Today is Wednesday, July 24th. It's mid-morning, and I am still working on my coffee. So it's a little bit cloudy today, but I'm hoping the lighting is all right in here. So there's no real admin to get into. Welcome. If you're a new viewer here, welcome. Thank you so much for trying me out. I hope that there will be something that you will enjoy and stick around. I do a traditional podcast style. Every episode is named after a song title because before my love of yarn was my love of music. I love most genres of music, and so I always find a song that is fitting for my life or my making or both. If you hear tippy taps, it's because one of my dog is just walking around here, just back and forth. She is pacing currently. But this week's episode is called Half Life. It is by Duncan Sheik, one of my favorites, and I do have a Spotify playlist if you would like to follow my playlist there. I add every song for every single title of episode I have had on that playlist on Spotify. And I have that link below. So this week I have no finished objects, no new cast-ons. So we will just be discussing whips. I do have a couple podcasts to mention for podcast highlight. We will talk about spinning, and there is acquisitions. So let's get right into it. And I will have timestamps for each one of those below. If you want to skip a section, you can. All right, so I am actually wearing a knit today. It's kind of hard to see, but this is my staple linen top by Locatelli. I made this many years ago for one of the fall Hohi knit-alongs, and I have linked to my Ravelry page below so you can find out all the information for this top there. All right, so whips. I have 4 whips I'm going to show. So let's start with my monthly socks. This is in a bag by Trappings Trinkets. I am, of course, doing the year-long Desert Vista Dyeworks knit-along where you knit a pair of socks from her and finish it in the same month that you start it. So I am on track. I guess my finished sock must be over on my cart. So I have one sock finished. I am in my second sock. I kind of had a moment of panic. I was above the heel the other day. I've been working on other projects and realized, oh, I have like a week left. I really need to be working on my sock. So no problem. I have plenty of time. I just really needed to pick it up. So I got past the heel and now I'm just in the foot. So I am currently have it on 9-inch circulars. I do a shadow wrap heel. And the rules for the Desert Vista Dyeworks sidewalks is it has to be at least 3 inches long, the leg. So I usually do about the exact minimum because I do not like tall socks. By the way, thank you to everyone, the last podcast that commented that I don't even know how long socks is because I'm making a different pair for a friend. So thank you. All of those comments were very, very helpful. So yeah, monthly socks. All right, let's talk about my test knit. I'm working for Tristan of Dragon Hoard Yarns. This is in a Mrs. Brown bucket bag that I've had for many years. I'm almost on the end of my first skein of my main color. So I'm going to put in a picture here. I am doing the test for the top of a pajama set that should be coming out in September. It's not a secret test, so we're able to show it. And Tristan was at ArkansasYarnCo this last weekend for a trunk show during the crawl. And she had brought the set because Lori had dyed up some more of this DK Boucle yarn. going to try to position it on my needle so it looks like a sweater. I'm almost to sleeve separation, but not quite. So I mentioned before, so you can see where my stitch marker was, my little ice cream sandwich, where I was before last week. So I made lots of progress. Right now I'm currently in the last increase section where it's a 4-round repeat, and I have 2 more repeats before I split for sleeves. So this is a great yarn to be working up. Let me show you what this, it looks like caked up. So here is my contrasting color. The contrasting color is Roller Derby. Uh-oh, there we go. And now I put down that the main color is Party in My Mailbox, which is a regular color of Lori's. However, she said she did tweak it a little bit, and I forgot to write down what she actually is calling this color. But it's very similar to Party in My Mailbox. Yeah, so this is a really fun knit. It's really nice. Tristan is letting those of us, even if we don't have time or want to test for the shorts, it is going to be one pattern. So the pajama set that you see in the picture is one pattern, and so I will get the pattern for that too. I just don't think I'm going to have time to get it done. I don't mind test knits occasionally, but I'm not super fast knitter, and now that I'm working, I have less time to knit. Ironically, I work at ArkansasYarnCo at the yarn shop, but I have less time to knit now, so which is fine. But I just didn't want to commit to doing the shorts. I have committed to working on this and getting it done. It's due the end of August. So really fun yarn, first time using it. Like I said last time, that I will say the only thing about it is because how this yarn just fuzzes out, it's harder to read your stitches. So I have been struggling with the reading which row I'm on for my repeat, because there's a couple different increase rows. So I actually, this is one of my acquisitions. I picked up another one of these twice sheared sheep stitch markers, because right now, like I said, I'm on a 4-row repeat. So I can easily see this is my beginning of the round, and I can see that I'm just, well, I just started the next round. So I am now on row 1. So I know in the pattern, round 1, I know in the pattern exactly which increase round I am on, so I won't lose track. And that is super helpful. So if you're looking to get like a boucle yarn, my suggestion is definitely use your stitch markers to mark where you're doing those specialty stitches, or use a row counter to know which row you're doing. It's delightful to work on, and I know it's going to be so cozy, especially because these are going to be jammies. So in the winter, I know this is going to be really nice, and I'm excited about it. So, all right, I'm moving things around because there's a lot of acquisitions all on my right side. So the other project I'm excited about hasn't gotten as much love, but I had carved out some time to work on it. I took my day off last week. I took the day, did not work on my socks, did not work on my test knit, because I wanted to work on this project. So it is in my cool library bag from Barley Purls. And this is the Mizzoni vest. So I had started this last time. And I basically wanted to get past this is bottom up. And I wanted to get past the ribbing. I wanted to get past, there's like short rows in the beginning, and get into the chevron triangles, because I knew once I got into the repeat of the chevron triangles, even though this was fingering weight, I know it would go fast because it's a 2-round repeat, the whole vest. Super easy. And then you change colors too. So I knew I would, if I got past the part I wasn't excited about, to get to the part I was excited about, it would be great. So I had just started on this last time. My dino. I'm going to move him up. I am using a 50-gram skein set I got from Knitty McPurly last year for her Shopaversary set. So you can't get this exact set of colors. So try to scoochy on in, move it from here. How about? So you can see those chevrons, those triangles taking place. You had to do a short row section all around to set up those triangles. But now you can see I'm finally just have gotten in my second color. So I'm really excited about. Let's see here if I can show. Wrong pattern. This one. She provides a coloring page, so she maps out exactly how many rows she did for each color in what order, but she also gives you like a coloring template so that if you want to figure out your own. I thought there was a picture of, I guess there's not. Let's see if I can do this without showing the numbers here. But here is like the guide here. So I'm planning on going by that just so I don't have to worry about it. It tells you basically how many rows of each color. Now, it does use 5 colors in here. Here is the picture. It does use 5 colors. I have 5 colors. I'm just a little bit nervous. I think I've like tried to figure out if I had enough yarn over and over and over again. And I do, but like here's color A, what I use to cast on. So I essentially use this again for about 20 more rounds total in the sweater. I think it should be fine. But I will talk about, I placed an order from Knitty McPurly in the same base and got 2 more colors, full skeins, because I thought, if nothing else, I can just add in or swap out a stripe for one of these other colors. It'll be the same base of yarn, which is fine. You can make your own rules with it. But I'm really enjoying it, and now it's a 2-row, 2-round pattern. And again, I have right here, I have another twice sheared sheep. This is like for knit and decrease, which I'm not decreasing, but I'm counting it as knit row or design row. So I know which row I'm on in case, you know, I just want to glance at it and not think about it. And super easy. It should go super fast when I have time. But like I said, I've been trying to concentrate on my socks getting done for the month and my test knit so that I am a good test knitter and get that done on time. So love this. I think I'm going to wear it a ton. I'm glad I started it while it was still summer out. So yeah, one more project show, and this is in my awesome String Crazy bag that I got a month ago or so when ArkansasYarnCo had their 5-year birthday. It was the 5 years celebrating the brick and mortar store. And Debbie brought these bags. This was the first time she had brought this type of bag, and they sold out super quickly. Debbie is at ArkansasYarnCo this whole week with her bags, a bunch of these. She's made a bunch of these. This is the large size, and then there is a smaller size. And I will show that again in acquisitions. But this bag is awesome. And I'm so excited I picked out that bag specifically because there's a similar pattern to that except like a blue background she brought. And she said that this one was really, people wanted this one and she can't find the fabric anymore. So I'm so happy I got that one. All right, this is my Wave to the Fans Scrappy Blanket. All right, let me find where my stitch marker is so you can see. There we go. So not a ton, but you guys have said that you wanted to see anytime I worked on it. I have changed colors just on the last row, maybe. Yeah, you can see like this purpley coming in there. This is a pattern by Lori from ArkansasYarnCo. She is currently making this with last year's Sock Yarn Society subscription boxes. I decided to make mine scrappy, and I am so happy I did. It brings me so much joy. I'm holding Miscellaneous Fingering Double, and as soon as one of the colors runs out, I look in my little bag, and I have way more scraps than this, but I just kind of put in a few at a time. There we go. Of just different stuff. So I can kind of figure out what kind of color I want to go to next, or if I want to do 2 blues in my hand, or a blue and a brighter color with it, or a toned down color with it. It's so much fun. I keep this bag on the floor next to my knitting chair when I watch TV. So yes, love this pattern. If you are looking for a different scrappy blanket than all the usual suspects that you see over and over, I suggest this one. It is so good. All right, I have worked on 2 other things I'm not showing today. I have worked a little bit on my rocket tee, but when I looked at it this morning, I basically added like 1.5 inches of body. I'm literally just going stockinette in the round to finish that body, so I just didn't feel like I needed to show it. Once I bind off the body, then I'll show it. So I did that, and I've been working on the retreat shawl. Yesterday, between customers at the yarn crawl, I was working on that all day at the shop. So a couple people have seen a sneak peek, but I'm trying to get that done because, again, looking at the calendar, our Arkansas Yarn Co. retreat is the beginning of September. So it's just a little over a month away, which is crazy to me. So I need to get that done too. So not totally monotonous, but this feels monotonous for me when I'm just touching a couple of projects instead of all over the board. There's a couple other things I really want to get back to that I have on my whips, but I need to get some things done. So, all right, that is it for the knitting. So next we're gonna just mention a couple of podcast highlights. So I have found 2 new to me podcasts. I just want to mention them, and I will link them below. The first one is Jackie is Making. She is from, I just wrote Wisconsin, and I think I've seen 2 of her episodes. Really enjoyable, fun. And the next one is Project Notes, and that is Claudia. And so I definitely suggest, if you want to try out a few new podcasts, to check them out. Again, they'll be linked below to their YouTube channels. All right, so all we have left is spinning, which I didn't get a lot of spinning done, but I'm going to show I did finish a big project. And then acquisitions, which is a lot. All right, so let's get into spinning. Okay, so Tour de Fleece is over, and I did not spin much during Tour de Fleece. I've been focused on a few projects, but I was able to spin enough where I was able to finish my Advent spinning. So if you've been with me for a while, last year was the first year I got a fiber Advent, spinning fiber Advent, and I got that from Fiber Nymph Dyeworks, and she had a Lord of the Ring themed. Now, I like Lord of the Rings. I'm not like crazy Lord of the Rings fan, but I ordered it because I thought, well, all the colors should be kind of earthy tones and should go together nicely instead of just all over the place. Because my goal was to spin, fill up a bobbin, and then immediately start and fill up another bobbin. My cat has jumped on the table and is trying to sift through the piles of bags. So hold on one second. Okay, I got my squirt bottle in case he chooses violence. All right, so anyway, so I did spin every day during the Advent season. I'm gonna move these. I think he wants to get up on his perch. I spun the whole Advent during Advent season. Like I was done with that during the month of December. But then I decided, because again, I am not spinning enough currently to, what's the word I'm looking for? To be consistent and the type of yarn I'm making. I'm okay with that. I know that that's my own doing, that I need to work on it a little bit each day to do better at that. So my yarn is a little bit all over the place still. But I wanted to do a 3-ply because the more plies you have together, the more even they're going to be, because it's going to take into consideration all those 3 thick and thins melding together. It's going to be better than if you just do it 2-ply. So I had some in my stash. I have a card here. When I would go home to Iowa, right next to my hometown, there is the most amazing alpaca farm. If you've been here a long time, I've talked about this place forever. It's called Irish Meadows. In fact, on my channel, I have a tour and an interview with Julie, the owner of Irish Meadows. And so definitely go check that out if you haven't. And there was, I remember, a baby alpaca that we saw that week. It was just so good. So good. So I had in my stash still some natural, like darkish brown alpaca, but they added sparkle to it. And so I spun the rest of that up, and that's what I was using. I was using basically 2 different bobbins of my Advent along with 1 bobbin of my alpaca. So I haven't washed any of these. I was waiting till I was all done. So I'm going to show you all of them together. Again, I didn't just finish all these. I just finished the last one. So you can see I got some like reds, greens, some yellow. I mean, they look really good. I'm planning on washing these as soon as I'm done filming today. So the last one, well, first let me show you some of the other ones. I don't know which order I did these, but again, to show you my spinning, like some of these are very loose, very open. And then you find some in here that are super tight. So it's just a lot of that. Like this one is very open, not spun real tight at all. Now let me show you the one I finished yesterday. So this one, even though I haven't been consistent, this one is a lot better. There is still some real tight. There was a couple pigtails in there, but oh, this looks good. So that is my Advent spinning. So some of these at the time, there's a little piece of paper. I did count and figure out yardage, but you lose some yardage after washing and thwacking them. So I'm planning on washing them today, and then when they're dry, recounting each skein yardage. And then so next time I will have a picture at least and tell you how much yardage I got out of this awesome Advent. And I got another one this year. And she said that she is not going to do traditional Advents after this year. So I really enjoyed this one. And so I got it again this year. All right, so that is all for spinning. All right, roll up your sleeves. If you're here till the end, we're getting into acquisitions. And yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to end with my Arkansas Yarn Crawl acquisitions because I do have those separated. So let me see if I can figure out an actual order to show these. All right. So these first, this is one of the last things I got, but it's right on top. I got my Gritty Knits All Year Advent subscription. I've been getting this since day one. We are on color 23 and 24. She doesn't name the colors. They just say July 2024. All your Advent. I have been making the Anna Zadora shawl with mine. So I will add these. And as I remember last month when I showed that project, I'm now on the decreases. So I've reached the halfway point with that shawl and now I'll be decreasing. So that's super exciting. These got here way later in the month because Natasha lives in the Houston area and of course was affected by Hurricane Beryl. She is okay, but it just took an extra time, which is fine because I've been busy making and haven't had time to work on that shawl anyway. So that is that. Okay, I got an awesome gift. So I had mentioned the last podcast I had showed this bag, which I had bought for myself and 2 friends. We were celebrating our friend-iversaries, and so I got one for myself. This has my retreat shawl in it, and got one for friends. So Lori gave me a gift, and I have to tell you about this gift. So Yarn Cafe Creations, which is Tristan's mom, she had a fade set I saw a few years ago. I thought it was the most beautiful fade set. It was screaming my name. It was my colors, but it was 6 skeins of yarn. So we all know that's a good price. And I just couldn't ever do it. Well, then last year at some point, she said she was no longer going to be making that fade set. And she was clearancing out all the yarn. But I don't remember what was going on at that time. I had just made a big purchase of some kind. So I still, even though they were clearanced, I still could not buy the set. And I was so sad. So Lori stocks Yarn Cafe Creations at the store. And so the last order that she ordered from Christy, she asked if there was any way that she could get that fade set for me. And here it is in its glory. I'm not going to take it out. I know you can't see it exactly, but it's like these light, dusty blues to pinks. I remember when she came out with it, she called it the Earthy Collection, and that just seems very fitting. I just think it is a beautiful, light, romantic fade. And I actually went back on my Instagram. I had saved the post when I originally saw it. I originally saw it in November 2023. So that's when I posted that I, really wanted to get it. That was when she was clearancing it, I should say. So yes, this was like the most magnificent gift because I have wanted this for so long. And I already know what I'm going to make with it. I'm sorry. I put the pattern in here. I forgot the crinkling. So I think this is going to be the absolute perfect pattern for this yarn. This is the Le Pouf. And I want to make the cardigan version. So, this set she has on is a great fade too. But I think with these colors, like light and romantic, I wear so much blue and pink that I think I would wear it all the time. This is a free pattern, by the way. And yeah, I am so excited. I don't know when I'm going to cast it on, but I think that is definitely a scenario of the perfect yarn with the perfect pattern. So that was a lovely, lovely surprise. By the way, just funny story. Now that I'm working at the store, and since Lori ordered it with the order for the store, I was the one unboxing and getting ready to put it in inventory, put it on the shelf. So I see this one set and I'm like, well, at first I got excited. I did not think it was for me. I thought, oh my goodness, maybe because I mentioned to Lori so long ago that I love that set, maybe she's getting it for the store. But then I realized there was only one in the box. And I'm like, what in the world? And she's like, well, now you've ruined the surprise. I'm like, I'm working here. Seriously. So that was funny. But that is a truly awesome gift. And I can't wait to make it. All right. So speaking of Tristan, I have not bought any yarn from the show. However, before she came, she had put up fiber on her website. So I bought some fiber. So again, I'm not going to take it out, so you can't see it perfectly, but just this one. Here's probably more of a, there you go, just like blue, green, gray, yellow. This says 6 to 7 ounces. It's Targy, and she calls this color Crushed Petals. So she has been playing with dyeing fiber, which is super exciting. And then I got this pink one, and this again is Targy Comb Top. This one is 4 to 5 ounces, and it says it's Revenge of the Fae. She only had very limited fiber, and I had asked, before I ordered it, I asked Lori if she was going to get any fiber for the trunk show, and she's like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, then I'm going to order some. So, got that from Tristan. What do we have next? Okay, next is my Knitty McPurly haul. Oh, I got one thing that's not here. So I got some of the hand balm, the Knitter's hand balm. And thankfully, I'm glad that Devin put it in a little zippy, its own little plastic bag, because that week was so hot. When I opened the bag, it was like it had melted just a little bit. So I just had to like clean it up. And yeah, but it was fine. So I don't have that with me, but I bought some balm, and then I bought 2 skeins of color. So this is what I mentioned, that if I need to, I can put these in my little chevron top. This one is similar-ish color. This color is Morel, and this one is Fathom. But I'm kind of thinking I might, because a lot of those other colors I have in there are very toned down and muted. I'm kind of thinking maybe I won't do any more of that color A I had, and the rest of the sections for that, I'll throw this one in to add a darker color. There also is like a mustardy color in there, but I thought having a couple of darker colors might be fun. So we'll see. I haven't fully decided yet. And then I got this little bag, Devin. I'm stuck. There we go. And I got a sticker. Cute little bag. I love orange and blue together. And I got this sticker. It will block out. So yeah, that is my Knitty McPurly haul. And then, oh, I had pre-ordered one more thing for my friendiversary gifts. One for each of the 3 of us. And it came this last week. And I know you guys have probably seen this on other podcasts. I saw it on a podcast, knit up in a sock, and I'm like, I need that skein of yarn. So this is Frankly Lisa colorway. This is by Momma Jess Knits. She still had a pre-order up, so I had to wait quite a while to get it. But this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards. So yeah. Okay. Think. Oh, so one more kind of non-yarny related, but I have to show this pin because I think it's so much fun. Again, if you've been around for a while, you know that one of my favorite artists of all time is Jason Mraz. I was supposed to, we had tickets to go see him in Kansas City this last weekend, Sunday, and it just didn't happen because of life circumstances going on, and also it was the first weekend of the yarn crawl, and I knew I would be exhausted driving up there and driving right back. So unfortunately, I didn't make it. It would have been my 20th Jason Mraz show. And so because I was so sad I didn't make it, I went on the website, bought the last 2 vinyls that I didn't have in my collection, and I got this pin because I love it. I feel like dancing. So super fun. Not yarny related, but I love that pin. And, you know, if you're a knitter that collects pins, I think that one's just fun. All right, so last thing is the yarn crawl haul. So let's get into that. First, I'm going to start with my string crazy bags. So I was so excited for Debbie to get there with the bags because, like I said, last time they went so fast. So I wanted to get. So she came in before the store opened Friday morning, so I got there early, and I was watching her put things away, and I saw one bag, and I grabbed it. And then Tristan came in there, and I swear to you, I think she picked up one of each of the large bags. But the one I had gotten, it was the only one of that. She's like, oh, she saw it in the small. She's like, do you have that in the big one? I said, oh, I took it. But I was going back and forth between that one and this blue one. And I said, you know, if you pick up that blue one and purchase that, I'll trade you. I'm okay with that. So here's the blue one. I technically had gotten first. And then Debbie so kindly gifted me one. This one. So it's definitely, I have like a paisley flower theme for Debbie's bags this time. So this is the small size. Still super fun. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. And she was still getting bags out. And then I saw this one and I'm like, well, that has to be mine. So yes, bright, colorful, hot pink, please. I think she still has some of these at the shop. And these are available through Saturday on the ArkansasYarnCo website. She is not updating her store till after the yarn crawl. So yes, I love her bags. Okay. So here is the Arkansas Yarn Crawl 2024 bag. If you basically got to a store while they still had the supply of bags, this is what you get, which is pretty standard. It's every year, but so this year there's just a little snap on it, so it's really nice. All right, what did I get? Obviously, I haven't gone to anywhere because I have been working at Arkansas Yarn Co. Make sure I got everything from my bag here. Okay, so what did I get from ours? Okay, so for yarn, I only got 2 skeins. I picked up, this was Lori's color for the crawl. This is called Time Warp. And I saw it on all the bases, and I just thought it looked the prettiest on this slub. Well then, a color that she did right before the crawl to get out on the floor was this one. And this is called Hot House Orchid. And you'll notice the speckling on each of these is very similar. So I think, I don't know what, but I think these are going to go together in a project. I just think they would look really pretty together. So that's the only yarn I got. Then one of our trunk shows is the Sexy Knitter, my friend Sarah, and she has her traditional fare. Again, this is all available on the Arkansas Yarn Co. website right now. I guess the day that this comes up, Saturday, will be the last day. But I got a specialty stitch marker bracelet. She has stitch marker bracelets in different fandoms. I have a couple of them I've been using, but this one was kind of like dialed up a notch. This is, and you're not going to be able to see these. This is a specialty Star Wars one. I think maybe this way. But they're just so pretty. And so this one was, you know, more than the other ones, but she only had sent us 2 of them. And I'm like, ah. And it's just, even the bracelet is just nicer. So you can wear it and then you have your stitch markers right there. So I had to get that. Then I had Sorry again for the bags. I have a lot of my little stuff in this bag, so I'm going to dump it out. Because I spent $50 at Sarah's store, she gave us these little packs. Anyone that spends over $50 gets a free little mystery stitch markers bag. So I got some interesting ones. So a mask, rose. This is some kind of bottle, and I don't know what it's supposed to be. A little happy star. Looks like another bottle. A scarf. It stopped moving. There you go. Scarf. A gold feather. A little crown. A cat. And a little pink bow. So that was a pretty awesome little mystery set I got there. And then a customer came in and she had a bunch of stitch markers. Lori ended up buying some and putting it with the other stitch markers we already have. And so Lori let us girls go through and pick some. So she just gave these to me. Bomb Pops. And then as I was at the register, when people were sifting through the markers, I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy these ones. This cute little bee. It says, be yourself, everyone else is taken. Okay, oh, and Tristan also gifted us some stitch markers she made. So these are the ones I got. I love them so much. This octopus, seriously, so cute. And then the last thing I bought, the last thing I bought is our friend Cydney Fowler. Now her trunk show is not online. Cydney, you buy from her. She is, however, working on getting a website. So as soon as she gets that up, I will definitely mention on here because she makes lovely things. She makes, she specializes in glass, but she has some other things, wooden things. You know, she has glass ornaments. Knitty Natty has showed one of her ornaments she got when she was here. I bought some earrings. So beautiful. I don't think you can see, like there's like, I think it's like a leaf on the back, so it kind of goes through those. I also bought my daughter a necklace, which she probably has on, so I don't have that to show. And then my friend Casey and Becky came over Saturday for a meet and greet at the shop, and they brought their own little stickers, and Casey had a pin. So this is Becky's. Hers is really tiny. A hand knit letter. She said that she made them tiny on purpose because many people that put stickers all over their water bottles or their computers find that then they have these tiny little empty spaces. And she's like, so mine's tiny enough that you can fit it in a little space. I love that. I'll probably put it right on my laptop. My cat's getting ready to jump. And then Casey has this adorable sticker, your cup of tea. And then she also had a pin, same thing. So super cute. He made it. All right, so that's all I got from my shop. I did, even though I haven't gone anywhere, I did get an item from Mina, Rich Mountain Fiber Co., Missy's store. I had purchased some yarn a while ago from her, and I really contemplated getting this beautiful bag I saw. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I didn't do it. And then Anna and Lori went over to Mina to work on prizes for the crawl. And Lori came back with one of the bags. And I'm like, oh, I should have got one of the bags. And she's like, well, if someone's going over there for the crawl and coming back, ask them to pick it up. So our friend Angie, who came into our store first, and then the next day, which was last Saturday, she was going to go to Mina, Arkadelphia, and then come back to us, said that she would gladly pick it up. So I went online and ordered this bag. It's so lovely. There's no pockets in it. It's just a canvas bag. Here's on the back. So, but it's just beautiful. I love big sweater bags that you can just throw your stuff in. So, yeah. I got that from Rich Mountain Fiber Co. Okay, that is all the yarn crawl. I did forget I have one more purchase. I forgot it because it's behind me. So, my friend Christine, who also lives in Kansas City, who is Treasure Goddess, got shirts made. Yarn. And then on the back, that's her logo also. So this is just that really soft cotton, and I'm like, yep, I want to support her. I definitely love a t-shirt, a yarny t-shirt, so I got that. And I also ordered one of her pins in orange. And then she sent me one of these, which was super sweet. So I got pins, stickers, fiber, bags, yarn, a button, earrings, stitch stoppers. I mean, I got a little of everything. So, which is good. That is the end of the acquisitions haul. That was a lot. But hopefully, I know I've said it before, but for real, if you watched my last podcast and my little life update, by the way, thank you for all the sweet comments about that. I kind of have a date in mind for moving. So a lot of, emotional spending has been going on. I know you all feel me. So, but that's going to need to be cut off. So I have a date in mind. So I'm now going to have to just sit back and play with all my goodies, at least till Advent time. I'm not saying there won't be any purchases, but I have to dial it way down. Advent time, again, because emotional spending this year, I have a lot of Advent things. Oh, speaking of, so I technically have one more purchase, which is an Advent thing. Not that I needed any more Advent gifts. I have 2 full yarn Advents coming. A yarny Advent sock, my spinning Advent. Don't need any more. But the other one I really wanted to try is the twice sheared sheep. You heard me talk about it twice. This podcast, their tools, they have exclusive things in the box. And I'm like, man, that would be such a fun one. But I thought about it, and then I waited too long and it was sold out. Last Friday when I was at the store, and it was actually Tristan's VIP event. So it was after hours, and I was sitting there and I was just kind of scrolling on my phone. And I'm like, man, I'm so sad I missed that one. I think that would have been a really fun one for tools. And I just happened to type it in and look on the website, and it said 1 available. And I'm like, no way. That can't be right, because she's been sold out for a while. And I thought, well, I'll put in my credit card info, and just see. And it went through. So I got a twice sheared sheep Advent. I cannot believe it. That was such a fluke that there was 1 available. I don't know what happened. Maybe she found one and realized she miscounted or something. But man, I lucked out on that. So again, emotional spending is a real thing. So now I got to cut it off and play with all my good things, which, since I'll be packing soon, I will find all my goodies and fall in love with them. So that'll be good. And when I move into my new place, I can rearrange things and I'm going to get a large IKEA shelf. You can't see it behind me. This is like a big one that we have board games on. But I'm going to get like that and just have all my fiber and yarn things on one shelf. My spinners, everything. So I'm really excited. And that will be my living room decoration. So yeah. So hopefully not so much acquisitions the rest of the year until Advent season. Because that will be a lot. But I am really happy with everything I got. I can't wait to play with it. Hopefully I'm going to do spinning, but I know I say that every time. I have to work on this test knit and my socks and my shawl for the retreat. That's coming up in just a little over a month. So that's super exciting. So if you stuck with me this whole wordy podcast, I thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.